and sovereign. India must be made to understand that there is no cost-free climb up the ladder of water coercion. Every step towards the weaponization of the Indus must produce a corresponding elevation in Pakistan's national response: political, diplomatic, legal, economic, informational, defensive, and strategic. We do not seek war, but we must recognize war when it is being prepared against us. It is reckless to tell India that it may keep advancing towards Pakistan's existential threshold while Pakistan remains confined to press releases and appeals for understanding. Deterrence fails when red lines become academic. Deterrence fails when adversaries believe he can move step by step, brick by brick, file by file, until the unthinkable becomes normal. Deterrence survives only when the adversary understands that every movement toward the red line carries consequence, risk, and national resistance. This is not a call for panic. This is a call for seriousness. This is not a call for adventurism. It is a call for clarity. This is not a call for Pakistan to abandon law. It is a call for Pakistan to make law, diplomacy, preparedness, and deterrence speak in one voice. India placed the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance as part of Operation Sindhu. Pakistan has treated the suspension as unlawful while preparing legal action and warning that waters diversions would be an act of war. So let the world hear this from Pakistan. We will not allow India to redefine aggression as engineering. We will not allow India to redefine coercion as development. We will not allow India to redefine treaty violation as national security. And we will not allow India to place its hand on the throat of the Indus and then ask Pakistan to behave as though nothing strategic has happened. The Indus is not an ordinary river. It is the civilizational artery of Pakistan. It feeds our fields. It sustains our cities, powers our economy, and binds our federation. To threaten the Indus is to threaten Pakistan itself. And when Pakistan itself is threatened, Pakistan must respond as a state whose survival is at stake. Not tomorrow, not after the last drop, not after the world has held 20 conferences and issued 30 statements of concern. Pakistan must respond at the beginning of escalation, because that is where deterrence either succeeds or dies. The message to India must be unmistakable. You cannot suspend the treaty and expect normal relations. You cannot prepare structures of coercion and expect strategic quiet. You cannot turn water into weapon and expect Pakistan to treat it as paperwork. You cannot march towards an existential threshold and demand that Pakistan remain diplomatically polite. The world has just seen what happens when a waterway becomes a weapon. The Strait of Hormuz is called an artery of the global economy because energy flows through it. The Indus is more than that. It is an artery of national survival. If the closure of Hormuz can shake markets, then the strangulation of the Indus can shake region. That is why the world needs new international law against the weaponization of water. Whether it is a strait, a canal, a river, or a basin, a waterway that sustains civilians must not be converted into a weapon. The law must recognize that in the age of climate stress, water aggression is as destabilizing as military aggression. Pakistan must lead that argument, but Pakistan must also understand that law without power is a petition. Power without law is chaos. We need both. We need the legal case, the diplomatic case, the humanitarian case, the climate case, and the deterrence case. Above all, we need national unity. The Indus belongs to the farmer of Sindh, the grower of Punjab, the worker of Karachi, the family of Balochistan, the mountains of Pakhtunkhwa, and is the future of every Pakistani child. We build resilience because Pakistan must be strong, not because India has the right to steal. We preserve water because our future demands wisdom, not because we accept blackmail. We prepare for scarcity, but we do not legitimize strangulation. The treaty lives. Pakistan's rights live, the Sindhu lives. And any state that imagines Pakistan will surrender the Sindhu has misunderstood our history, our politics, our people, and our resolve. We are a nation born of struggle. We have endured wars and sanctions and floods and terrorism and isolation and betrayal. We are still here. As long as the Sindhu flows through the body of Pakistan, Pakistan will not bow. Let no one misunderstand us. Pakistan's deterrence does not begin when the last drop has vanished. Deterrence begins when the adversary first moves towards the strangulation of a nation. If total water denial is an existential threat, then the path towards total water denial is not innocent. A survey, a tender, a canal, a dam, a diversion, a legal fiction called abeyance, each must be treated not as paperwork, but as movement towards that strategic threshold. Pakistan must make the world understand that the Indus is not a bargaining chip. It is the bloodstream of our republic. To threaten it is to threaten the survival of our state. And when survival is threatened, all instruments of national power become relevant. Diplomacy, law, economy, public mobilization, defense preparedness, and strategic deterrence. We are not discussing irrigation. We are discussing coercion. We are not discussing canals. We are discussing the deliberate manufacture of famine, migration, economic collapse, and national paralysis. A weaponized river can destroy a country in slow motion. The life of a people is under attack. Therefore, India must be told clearly, do not climb this ladder and imagine that Pakistan